A young man, let's call him Boy X, was born on one of the most deprived estates in London in the early 1990s. His mother was just 17 when he was born and had been involved with the gangs on the estate for some years. She'd been introduced to drugs by them and had rapidly become addicted to crack cocaine. Although she did her best to control her use while she was pregnant, this was a struggle, and she carried on using drugs in his early years. Boy X's father wasn't around much, but when he did stay, was frequently violent, beating Boy X's mother, often in front of him. Meet Boy X. Boy X first came to the attention of his local council when, at the age of 3, he was found wandering the streets alone by a neighbour. Although he was returned to his mother, the neglect continued, and when he entered his local primary school at the age of 4, he was reported to be often agitated and volatile, finding it difficult to concentrate and lagging behind the other kids in his class. His mother became pregnant again and gave birth to a girl, Girl Y. Meet Girl Y. As he progressed through primary school, Boy X's behavior became increasingly difficult and he started to miss school on a regular basis. By year 4, he could often be overheard by his teacher talking about the gangs on his local estate, and on one occasion reported seeing a stabbing outside his house. At the age of 8, Boy X was separated from his mother and went to live with another family member, but even there he witnessed conflict in the family and regular violent altercations with an alcoholic uncle. At 11, Boy X moved up to the local secondary school, and the older boys from the main local gang started to take an interest in him. Girl Y was now in the early years of primary school, and Boy X was very protective of her, threatening her classmates if she reported even the smallest disagreement. At the age of 13, he was a victim of robbery on 2 separate occasions, and a few months later he himself committed a robbery and violent assault as part of a group. Age 14, Boy X was involved in 6 further crimes, including robbery, violent assault, victim intimidation, and public order offences. He was also a victim of grievous bodily harm, but refused to cooperate with the police. By the age of 16, he had attended the local hospital 16 times for various assault-related injuries, including stab wounds. Boy X's offending behavior continued to escalate, and the following year he was involved in 14 offences. He was increasingly in trouble at school too, and was eventually excluded altogether. Now, under the care of a pupil referral unit, he attended only intermittently, and when he did, found himself bored by the classes on offer, and left with no useful qualifications. The severity of his offending increased, including offensive weapon and Class A drug possession. Girl Y, his younger sister, was now 13, and had started associating with older boys, members of a local gang who were rivals to Boy X's gang. Girl Y was arrested that year for possession of Class A drugs. The house was raided following evidence that she was holding a gun for her boyfriend. By the age of 18, out of work, not in college or training, and increasingly embroiled in the local drugs economy, Boy X's life became increasingly dominated by the violent peer group around him and the postcode territories they operated within. Mobile phone footage circulating locally showed Boy X and a group of fellow gang members sexually abusing a 15-year-old girl from their estate. At the same time, Girl Y had dropped many of her female friends, and the few she remained with were heavily involved with older gang members. One day, Girl Y turned up at the local A&E. She had been repeatedly raped over a 4-hour period. She was severely traumatized and didn't leave the house for 6 months. Perceived disrespect from rival gangs was met with violence. When a close friend of Boy X's was shot, he retaliated with a gun rented from a known gun supplier on a neighbouring estate, killing a well-known member of a rival gang outside a local nightclub already known for a series of serious assaults inside the nightclub itself. Rapidly identified and charged with murder, Boy X was convicted in the Crown Court and is now serving a life sentence.